do you have to uphold the code? Like, you're doing these pods with all these gang members. They have their own code. Do they look at you like a square and they go, okay, you don't have to operate like us? Or because you're operating with them, you have to uphold it?
I think there's a lot that's expected of me in terms of just not, you know, obviously if I were to talk to a cop about something that was said on my podcast, like, but
can you hang with Bloods?
Oh yeah.
So even the dudes that you roll with that are Crip are cool.
They don't expect any of that kind of shit from me.
Okay.
No, and even most of the Crips in LA don't have problems with the Bloods specifically.
It's like set per set.
Yeah, it's like they'll have a problem with this neighborhood and a bunch of Crip neighborhoods, etc. It's not like Crips versus Bloods at all. Yeah, but yeah, no, like I mean, but okay, this is one thing. A lot of people think that I'm having conversations off camera with rappers about street shit that they would never say on camera, which I also consider that kind of part of the code. That when I know that Fredo Bang and NBA Youngboy, for instance, like, people around them have killed each other, basically. They're like both parts of opposing gangs. There's all kinds of murders tied to the beef between them and stuff. I'm very close with Fredo Bang, had a lot of long, in-depth conversations with him. Never has it crossed my mind to be like, okay, who killed Youngboy's cousin? Who killed this guy? Like, I don't ask them that kind of shit. And I don't think they would tell me if I asked, but I don't ask that kind of stuff because it's like, why do I need to know that? You know, and yeah, me as a rap fan, I would like to know, but I don't cross that line. So I don't feel like, even if there was a cop in my face trying to get me to tell him everything I know incriminating about rappers, I can't really think of almost anything that I know that isn't already out there that, like, you know, it's like, just, I don't really wade into like wanting to know that kind of stuff.
That's crazy. Has an interview ever been used in a deposition?
Not mine. I heard about a Nick Cannon interview being used against AR-Ab, I believe, who's doing like 50 years right now.
Yeah, the Philly. Yeah, we interviewed him once on Idiots.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I think we had AR-Ab on Idiots once.
AR-Ab, I don't want to call him an idiot, but if you go watch the videos of him snitching on himself, it is mind-blowing. Hopefully there's never another person who snitches on themselves like that in interviews, because he's really, in some of these old interviews, being like, I robbed so-and-so for these bricks and I fucking like ordered this and that. And it's like, just search AR-Ab snitching. It's like some of the most mind-blowing shit you'll ever see on YouTube.
Okay, now that they're using the lyrics to get these dudes in court,
crazy.
How much does the music change? One, and two, will we ever see real street rappers again?
Yeah. I mean, I think they'll always find a way around it because a lot of it's like really coded language. Like when I look at some of the Instagram stories or whatever from these dudes in the Bronx who are like the craziest drill rappers ever.
Yeah.
To a normal person, you would not read this and think that this was like basically them talking about murder.
Yeah.
But they use like a lot of really weird slang and shit that it would be very, and that's not just for the courts. That's because, you know, if you were to write like, so-and-so killed your brother on your Instagram story, it'll probably get taken down, right?
Right.
But if you write like something more coded and use slang and shit like that, like, so a lot of times I'm reading this shit and I have to read over it like 2 or 3 times before I'm like, that's what they're getting at. Or even like, we've put out videos where there was K-Flock, who's currently facing a murder or whatever. Like he had a vlog that we did, and on one of it, one of the dudes around him is saying, hey, we smoking rah-rah. And then I find out that rah-rah is this like 16-year-old kid in the Bronx who got murdered.
Oh, I thought it was weed when you said that.
Well, yeah, but they say that they put their dead ops in a blunt, right? So at this time, when I heard that, I didn't know that they were talking about it. And I mean, I don't really want to like celebrate that. I probably would have bleeped his name if I had been able to, because that shit is just like a little.
But you have no idea. While
I didn't know at that time.
You're just like agreeing with him on video. You're like, yeah, we are. And you're like, oh no, I don't want to be a part of that.
Things out if you think it'll get the person in trouble. Because I know like Vlad used to take slack for that.
Sometimes if it seems over the line, or we'll cut it out if it's like I just don't want my platform to be used for like actually aggravating gang beefs, you know? If a rapper wants to sit there and say, I have a problem with this rapper and here's why, that's one thing. If a rapper is gonna sit there and say, fuck blank, and there's all these words for different gangs that like, you know, you're not really even supposed to say or whatever. I mean, the obvious ones is that Crips call Bloods slobs and Bloods call Crips crabs.
Right.
And so like, you know, I would never let somebody say that kind of shit on the podcast.
Because it's just instigating.
It's like almost guaranteed to cause bloodshed, you know? So it's like, there's stuff like that. If you want to say, I don't like this rapper, or I don't like this guy over here, whatever, that's one thing. But when they're throwing this like whole, because that's like the kind of thing that's just going to aggravate so much tension. It's
When people start pulling up to the studio, you guys are potentially in danger.
Yeah, I mean,
How are you not more worried about it? I'm worried.
I don't think they're going to take it. They're not going to take it out.
Like,
but I don't want to be a part of it either way.
You say
I
that,
think he
but you never
downplays
know.
everything to me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, but like, I could see somebody doing something dumb for clout. Like, you see people doing dumb shit for clout all the time.
Yeah, it happens.
You know? And it's like, I don't understand how you're just so calm about everything. I want to know what your life like.
He's a hard man to
ethos
argue
is.
with.
No, besides argue, just like in life, like how do you get anxious? Are you?
Yeah, I mean, every time he leaves for work, like little scenarios go through my head, and when he comes home, I'm like, okay,
Everything's fine.
everything's fine, everything's okay. And especially after the it was a fake gun, the incident on Melrose, but like that was definitely scary.